Welcome to Vogville Presents Conversations. I'm your host, Brian Thompson. Conversations is a show about a musician's journey, focusing on what it means to be an artist, the challenges involved, where their inspiration comes from, and what it takes to really be a creative entrepreneur.
Ryan Guldemond from Mother, how are you, man?
Good. How are you, Brian?
I'm good. Thanks for joining me here at Vogville.
It's my pleasure.
So how do you flirt with creativity in every moment? How have you managed to make creativity and like an ongoing inspiration?
The brain is a vast place. Like, why not just utilize its imaginative capabilities and capacity? And by doing that, you nurture the rapport with the muse, you become more creative, and then it becomes more knee-jerk and consistent and just embedded into who you are. But you do have to work at creativity. It's not something you can wait for.
Absolutely.
To come tickle you.
I often, when I'm talking about creativity and whatnot, I say that you can't make creativity happen, but you can set an appointment with it.
Yeah. And then break the appointment because your new mistress of creativity swept you away. That's another big thing.
Right.
It's like we go, well, Thursdays I'm going to be in the perfect quiet place where I'm going to court my muse, and I'm gonna get all ready for that big date on Thursday. And no, there's a new, very engaging character who's coming to my life on Wednesday. Nope, because Thursday's the big day. It's like, be as polyamorous as you can be with the muse. She's not jealous.
I get the feeling that you live a very spontaneous life.
Yeah, I do.
And I get the sense that really is infecting itself into everything that you do.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, totally. Yeah, as the older I get, the more I just let go of controlling the future, which is just a made-up thing. Yeah, it's better.
A lot of people struggle with that, though. So
Of course.
how have you been able to let go of some of that?
Looking inward, really just focusing on me and not making excuses for unhappiness that are external from me.
Has letting go of attachment to external rewards been important for you in pursuing that real muse?
Yeah. I don't have, in this moment, I don't have any expectations on external rewards. Yeah. There's a life that I live, and there are things that are in the near future that are penciled in and are part of a 5-year plan or maybe a lifelong plan. But in terms of them being the promised land of my happiness, they're not.
Well, the pursuit is really...
it's internal. And then everything else you do external will just benefit from that. But it doesn't work the other way around. If you're an unhappy person and all these external things that you have formulating come to beautiful fruition, platinum record, beautiful wife, whatever, fast car, if they're just going to flop, they're going to deflate and dissolve into nothing if you're not coming into it fulfilled internally.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Who's knocking at my door? It's the devil, and I know what he came here for. A little trouble, the kind that I adore. I think I'll let him enter so we can make some more. And fire burned, it burned the skin, but still I just wanna play with it like a shark fin in the swim. I think I'll cut myself and jump on in. Is it brave or is it stupid? Is it Satan? Is it Cupid? Is it just the way the alligators play? Ooh. keeps a woman. Too bad it's my best friend's girl. She's a cooking up a civil war. I think I'm dumb enough to storm the shores. Is it brave or is it stupid? Is it Satan? Is it Cupid? Is it lust or love in vain? Is it pleasure? Is it pain? Or is it just the way the alligators play?
Well, I think, a lot of great art is made through accidents, and you stumble upon them.
Yeah.
And if you aren't pushing the boundary, if you're not stepping outside of your comfort zone, like me sitting in this chair on TV, that's outside of my comfort zone. That's where great things can happen.
Definitely. Well, that's where anything happens.
So is there something that you find grounding? I guess that's what I'm looking for you to bring yourself back to, maybe in an awareness of, oh yeah, I'm totally slack in here and I gotta, is some tool maybe that you have to help you in this?
The iPhone, the voice memo.
Yeah?
Yeah, I mean, documentation is such a beautiful tool to stay kind of detached and attached to the current of creativity, because half-baked ideas or half-finished ideas are fantastic as long as they are documented, because then you can return to them
Absolutely.
later in time. I think there's a pressure for something to reach genius quality fruition in the moment that it's conceived on an artistic level, which can deter people from even entering into the creative arena in the first place. They don't want to risk not reaching that status. So yeah, I just try and document lightly, neutrally, detachedly, all day long as much as I can. I have like 1,050 voice memos or little sentences or links to things. Or
so how do you compile that at the end? So I mean I do the same thing. I have little snippets that I'm just always collecting, and at the end, you go and look at them all, it's like, oh my goodness, how am I ever going to have the time to actually go and assemble all these into something a little bit more full than a sentence?
You just go down the list until something pops and piques your interest, and I think then you just go down a new rabbit hole. Yeah, and it's like the idea of being thorough, I think, is one that can be kind of detrimental to the fun of art. It's like, yeah, you have 100,000 voice memos, but the fact that you made them had groundbreaking positive effect on your relationship with the unified field of creative energy in the universe. You don't have to go back to 99,000 voice memo and go, are you worthy of further exploration? The fact that you did it in a moment in life, in your car, pull over, and you did it, that has a reverberating effect on the rest of your life that's so positive.
Absolutely.
And so that's how I look at them. Like, I don't need to go back to all of them. The fact that I did them, I know just kind of subconsciously is doing really good things.
It set a potential something else in motion just by the act of you doing it.
Well, everything does.
I woke up today with a thought that I'm not what I thought I would have been taught. I'm a little dot in a cosmic spray. Blue, yellow, and rust, pixie dust. I am an abstraction, burning with the sun. I am no one. Losing my mind, never felt so good to be alive. Crucifying my name, I never felt more famous than today, where I am no one to nothing. And though I've been told you gotta keep your spirit close, I let mine go. You, well maybe you could too, you molecule. You could be dancing along with the particles and carbon to this song. Losing my mind, never felt so good to be alive. Crucifying my name, I never felt more famous than today, where I am no one to nothing. Love like this, it don't grow sick, it don't grow wicked. Infinite without a shtick, it's legit, 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 legitimate. Losing my mind, it never felt so good to be alive. Crucifying my name, I never felt more famous than today, where I am no one, no one, no one to nothing.
So you graduate high school, and was that in your mind? It's like, no, this is all, like, did you have like a kind of tunnel vision on you having a career in music, or was it kind of more like, yeah, I'm just going to play in the garage and hopefully?
Well, I was with a band in high school. We were called 101 Damnations, and we thought we were going to be like a big band, really famous and successful. We were kind of like a grandiose, orchestral, melodic metal. That didn't work out, and so I decided to leave the island, the Quadra where I grew up, and the project to move to Vancouver. I chased a girl to Vancouver, and she was going to fashion school, and I was just going to Vancouver in her wake. And that was the trip. But I knew, like it was going to be a good place to pursue music. There's more people and probably some semblance of a music scene. So I worked in a cafe, and I talked to people, and I got the understanding that it was very difficult just to inject yourself into a music scene by yourself, based on the power of influence that you have, using things like charisma and conversation skills. Because at that time I had very little of either. And so instead of putting those to the test, I just went to music school. I enrolled in jazz school. And from that was born a lot of connections, a lot of opportunities. And I think Mother wouldn't have gotten a foothold without having been in school.
So what was the evolution like from that that jazz school trio to Mother stepping into the studio?
For us, it was like, okay, we have a gig next Thursday and we only have 2 songs. Let's get more material. Let's write and rehearse. And that's the first order of business. And now it's like, let's get another gig. And now it's like, we should probably record it.
So it did happen fairly naturally then. It wasn't,
And I mean, we found Howard Redekop, our first producer, through very cosmic channels. My mother was insistent that I write his name down on the back of a poster on top of a stack, because she read an article about Tegan and Sarah and how their producer lived in Vancouver, And I said, Mother, you can't just phone these people. You know, they have things to do. She said, yes, you can. I said, okay, well, I'm going to humor you. I can't even believe I did. I turned that poster upside down, took a pencil of all utensils and scratched his name down. And then Molly subsequently took the top little stack off this pile to her country club waitressing job and littered the staff room with these posters. And 3 months down the road, the cook there was tired of seeing them, this outdated thing, took one down off the wall, looked on the back, and it was his brother-in-law, Howard Redicott. And he goes, what is this? She goes, what is what? This is my brother-in-law. She's like, I don't know what you're talking about. He's your brother-in-law. He's a record producer. Well, then let us give him our demo. Well, you know, he doesn't like to take demos. Like, fuck, just do it. And so he did it, convinced Howard to take it. And then 2 weeks later, Howard emailed us and said, I like it, and I want to make your record for peanuts in your attic.
I don't wanna know the answers to the universal questions. I don't need that extra existential transcendental tension. I just wanna be a river, baby, spilling to the ocean. Would you be a river with me, honey? Be my little Mississippi. And I could get all up in arms, and I could battle with frustration about all the mystery surrounding reason for creation. But I'd sooner be a river, baby, giving to the ocean. Would you be a river with me? Maybe we could be the old Euphrates, yeah. So we won't be staying all that dry. That's fine by me. I dig a water slide. Just float with me down a mountainside. Yeah, it's gonna be alright. I just wanna be a river, baby, giving to the ocean. I could place 1,000 words upon some designated insert. I could probe the ancient proverbs for a providential advert. But instead I'm gonna be a river, baby, just giving to the ocean. Would you be a river with me? Be my little Mrs. Mississippi.
Is there still that struggle between creativity and commerce?
I understand why I do things. Like I understand what Mother is. You just need to be grounded in your intentions, like what it is you're doing and why it is you're doing it. I'm in the music business. I love music. I love it in all sorts of different forms and fashions. I love pop music. So when I enter a pop project, I really resonate or meditate and become attached to the genre and the task at hand and why and what. And I don't try and force in some other part of music that maybe I like very much but doesn't fit. So I can segregate and compartmentalize. It's like the indie band or the purist band, the purist mentality that's conflicted about it becoming too poppy. To me, that's worse than the epitome of manufactured pop music who is resolved and comfortable in being just that. Because before they entered the equation, they looked at it and said, I like those numbers, I like that sum, let's do it. I'm at peace. Right. It's like the purist who doesn't have that conversation with themselves and then enters what is actually a business and then is getting pummeled with conflict of commerce, has the identity crisis. To me, I'd rather be like the pop star who's at peace with being a pop star than the indie purist who makes amazing stuff but is all conflicted and
Right.
is always in perpetual crisis of identity.
Absolutely. Resistance. A lot of artists are resisting in the early stages the business part of their career, that when they don't have a team. So you've just been nominated for a Juno, and that is for production work, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Are you planning on doing more producing? I mean, I know you've had your fingers in a few multiple artists' albums that they're all on the rise, and they're all some pretty great artists. Is that something that is another extension of your creativity that you want to explore going forward?
Yeah, absolutely. It's a really fun landscape, and it's one where you don't get as heady and neurotic in, because it's not your little baby that you're putting clothes on. It's someone else's.
Is there any other things that you want to explore artistically or creatively that you haven't tapped into yet? I saw somewhere that you did a part of a dance show or something.
Yeah.
What was that all? Is that something that you want to further explore?
Yeah, you know what? I want to do everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, anything that's cool and that's authentic, creative, challenging. It'd be fantastic to be a part of it. The older I get, the less I want to make parameters about what or who I am. So things like a dance show, I wouldn't have done 5 years ago when I was young and maybe more free, right? Like in a
Right.
cliche way of thinking. But as I get older, it's like, yeah, I'll try that.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I'll pirouette my way to embarrassment. I don't care. What do I have to lose? Yeah.
I think
It's
that's
a pretty simple concept, yeah.
I think that's a good note to end on.
I like a good conclusion myself.
Thanks for joining me, Ryan.
Thank you, Brian.
Cheers.
Cheers.